So we've gotten through first conjugation. Well, that's not the right pen. It's not the pen I want. I want one of these. Not you. You have no ink left. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. So we've gotten through first conjugation. We used amo amare. Oh, am I gonna have enough room? Ooh, yikes, I always do this. Yikes. To love. Right, slightly better. Ooh, that is so messy looking. Second conjugation. Using video. Do it smaller. Videre. Witty. We zoom. Still messy, but I had enough room. So to see. Now we're going to move on to third conjugation. So what do we remember about first conjugation? First principal part ends in O. Second principal part ends in ARE. Second conjugation, first principal part ends in EO. Second principal part ends in ERE. Our third conjugation verb we're going to use for today. I'm just going to give myself a whole lot of room here. We're going to use mito, mitere, missi, missum. To send. So our third conjugation in our first principal part ends in O, second principal part ends in ERE. So what are the things that we're going to need to know for conjugating third conjugation in our present system? We'll move on to perfect system another time, but right now we're just going to do it in the present system. We're going to need to have our chart of personal ending, or we need to have our charts. We need to have our personal endings. We're going to need to know what our tense indicators are going to be, if they're going to be different from first and second conjugation. If they're going to be there, and what they're going to look like. We're going to need to know if there are going to be any possible vowel changes. So take a second and write up 3 charts. Let's start with the present. So let's put our principal parts back up there. There are 4 principal parts. First person, present active, singular indicative. Second principal part, which is our present active infinitive where we get our present system stem. Third principal part, which is the first person perfect active indicative form, and then the fourth principal part, which is our participial stem. All right, so in our present, we're just going to use the present system for right now. In our present tense, we're going to need our first person, our second person, and our third person, our singular, our plural, give it a little extra room here. Well, it's a little messy. Oh, well. All right. So first person is always given to us, so we can go ahead and just slide that in there. Mito, I send. So for both first conjugation and second conjugation, to find our stem, all we had to do was go to our second principal part and chop off that terminal RE, and that was our stem. It's a little bit different with third conjugation. Third conjugation in the present is not going to use that thematic vowel there. So for third conjugation, we're going to chop off not just the terminal RE, but we're going to cut out the thematic vowel as well. So our stem in third conjugation, present tense, is just going to be M-I-T-T. Okay, so let's put that in. Okay, so we've got our stem in. So if we're not going to use the thematic vowel, what vowel are we going to use for third conjugation in the present tense? We're going to use an I in second person singular, in third person singular, first person plural, second person plural, and not in third person plural. Third person plural is going to get a U. So it's kind of like future in like the future tense indicator in first and second conjugation, bo, bi, bu. So we're getting an I, an I, an I, an I, and a U. And then after that, we can go ahead and plug in our regular personal endings. We don't need to put anything for first person singular because that's given to us in our four principal parts. So our regular personal ending for second person singular, mitis. Third person singular, our regular personal ending, mitit. First person plural, mus, mitimus. Second person plural, tis, mititis. And third person plural, nt, mitunt. Okay? So mito, I send. Mitis, you send. Mitit, he sends. Minimus, we send. Minitis, y'all send. Mitunt, they send. Let's look at another verb. duco, ducere, duxi, ductum. This is to lead. All right. So pause the video real quick and write out the present conjugation for this, or the present conjugates for this. So your first person, your second person, your third person, singular and plural. Okay. And then check your answers against mine. So we're going to go ahead and fill in first person singular because it's given to us. Duco. I lead. Okay. So how do we find our stem? Duco, ducere, duxi, ductum. That is a third conjugation. So in first and second conjugation, we would just chop off our terminal RE, and our stem would be everything, including the thematic vowel. Third conjugation also chops off the thematic vowel. So it's just going to be DUC, duke. All right, what's our vowel instead? We use I. Except for in our third person plural, which is you. Then what? Then we get to go ahead and tack on our personal endings. First person singular, you don't need to tack on a personal ending, it's already there. So second person singular, ducis. Third person singular, ducit. First person plural, ducimus. Second person plural, ducit, ducitis. Third person plural, ducunt. So I lead, you lead, it leads, we lead, y'all lead, they lead. So what we need to do, for third conjugation is we find our stem. So take off the thematic vowel and the terminal RE. Okay. Then add, that's our stem, and then add in for second person singular plural, for third person singular, and first person plural. And then add you to third person plural, and then add personal endings. Let's move on to imperfect. Let's do the imperfect conjugation for, let's conjugate mito mitere in the imperfect tense. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and write it out and then check your answers against mine. Mito mitere in the imperfect, or third conjugation in the imperfect. It's going to work the same way as it does for first and second conjugation. So that's a little relieving. So you're going to have your chart, your first person, second person, third person, your singular, your plural. Going to find your stem. This time, you're only going to take off your terminal RE. You're going to use that thematic vowel. Okay, so let's go ahead and put all of those in. And it's imperfect, so we aren't given a form for our first person singular, so it's going to do the exact same as the rest. Okay, tense indicator. Tense indicator. Same as in first and second conjugation. It's going to be BA for imperfect. And then your personal endings. M on first person singular, S on second person singular, T on third person singular, mus on first person plural, teeth on second person plural, NT on third person plural. Mete bomb. I was sending. Mete boss. You were sending. Mete bot. He was sending. Mete vamos. We were sending. Mete bodies. Y'all were sending. Mete bot. They were sending. And remember, imperfect also has another translation. This is the ongoing action in the past. There's also a habitual action in the past. I used to send, you used to send, he used to send, we used to send, y'all used to send, they used to send. All right. I want you to go ahead and pause and conjugate do, co, do, care in the imperfect, and then check your answers against mine. Ooh, it's getting messy on my desk here. Oh no. Do, go, do, care, duxi, ductum, to lead. First person, second person, third person, singular, plural. Okay, I'm in imperfect. So I get to keep my vowel. So my stem is going to be duke. Okay, I am in imperfect, so I need to add in my tense indicator, which is BA. Now, my personal, excuse me, endings. Bam, bas, bat, bamus, batus, bat. Okay, so duke bam. I was leading. I used to lead. Duke bas. You were leading. You used to lead. Duke bat. She was leading. She used to lead. Duke vamos. We were leading. We used to lead. Duke batus. Duke batis. Y'all were leading. Y'all used to lead. Duke bant. They were leading. They used to lead. All right, let's take metere into the future. Now here is where third conjugation can be a bit of a brand, because what we do in third conjugation future is going to look like what you would expect third conjugation in the present to do if it worked off the same convention of first conjugation and second conjugation. So you just have to keep that in mind when you are practicing with third conjugation verbs. And the only way to really like make sure that you know that is to drill them. And if you go and you practice using that Centaur Systems flash drill, like it will help out a lot. All right, so what we're going to have for mitometere and other third conjugation verbs in the future, in the present system. Put our chart here. First, second, third, singular and plural. Just going to have to make shapes. I don't have to write this every single time. So you're going to find your stem. And again, you're going to keep your thematic vowel. So we're going to remove that terminal RE. We're going to retain that thematic vowel. Except in your first person singular. That's just going to get an MITT. Everything else, except for also your, oh no, your future gets it as well. Thinking about something different. So it's just your first person singular that is going to get just the MITT. Everything else is going to get MITTE, 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 mite, 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 MITTE, MITTE. Right? Your first person singular is going to get an A. Okay? And then after that, personal endings. M in first person singular, S in second person singular, T in third person singular, mus in first person plural, Ts in second person plural, and T in third person plural. See, it looks, except for with the exception of first person and singular, it looks how you would expect it to look if it in the present, if it followed the same rules as first and second conjugation. So mitem, I will send. Mites, you will send. Mitet, it will send. Mitimus, we will send. Mitatis, y'all will send. And mitent, they will send. I am going to flip my paper over and do and write out the future for Juko Jukare. I want you to write that out on your own, pause the video, and then check your answers against mine. It looks a little wet. How'd you do? Did you get these? Did you get them all? Did you get them right? I hope so. Well, there we are. Now you can conjugate in the present system in first conjugation, second conjugation, and third conjugation. Congratulations.